Hello, everyone. It's been a little while, but we certainly have an interesting topic for today. Jon Jones, the goat of ducking. How a man could ever say that Tom Aspinall didn't do enough to earn a title shot after beating 5 of the current top 10. We know what Jones's thought process was for ducking Aspinall. He didn't want to tarnish his legacy with an official loss by decision or stoppage. But what I don't think he understands is that some champions are applauded in their title reigns purely for being active. A prime example of that would be Alex Pereira. Nearly everyone likes him, despite him speaking next to no English. He joined the UFC a whole year after Jones fought Reyes. He's had 11 fights in that time. 7 title fights too. Ducked no one, fought everyone. Like I said, fan favourite, barely speaks English. Then in contrast, you have Jon Jones, who, let's just say, his fans are a different breed of deluded. Anyone who says that Jon Jones looked good against Stipe has brain damage of some sort. Stipe looked like he was moving in slow motion and still landed 24 significant strikes on Jones's head. So I just don't understand what they are seeing. Did we watch 2 completely different fights? Anyway, back to the ducking. This isn't a recent Tom Aspinall only thing. Anyone with eyes knows that Reyes won rounds 1 through 3. That's why Jones ran from light heavyweight, because Reyes would have been given a rematch, as we saw by him fighting Jan half a year later for the belt again. Jones knew that Reyes beat him, and he didn't want Reyes to have a clear-cut win over him. He took his decision robbery and ran for the hills. He was basically semi-retired, but just keeping an eye on heavyweight. He disappears for quite some time. When does he choose his time to resurface? Immediately after Francis Ngannou leaves the UFC. Why? Why would he do that? Could it be that Francis defended one of Stipe's takedowns and showed that he could kinda grapple now, as well as having scary power? Meanwhile, Cyril Gane is getting taken down by Francis. Wait for the scary guy that can kinda grapple to leave the company, and fight the guy who can't grapple to save his life. That really seems like something that someone who wants a great legacy and is wanting to fight the best of the best, right? Right? No. He's a fucking duck. Then, Stipe, even when it was scheduled for the first time, was 40 years old and hadn't won a fight for 3 years. But then it gets delayed, and all of a sudden, we have Tom Aspinall knocking out Sergey Pavlovich for the interim championship. Then instead of unifying the belt, we have to wait. And then wait. And then wait. And finally, we get a date for the wrong fight. They make the Stipe fight. Now at this point, Stipe is 42 and hasn't won a fight for over 4 years and hasn't been in the octagon for 3 years. Does anyone remember when McGregor took a 2-year gap and half the fanbase said he won't come back due to the inactivity? Well, add another year to a much older guy, and that explains why Stipe looked like he was underwater. So, naturally, that's the fight that Jones wanted. And let's be honest, light heavyweight was pretty barren, like towards the end of Jon Jones's run. But when he saw the rise of Reyes and the resurgence of Jan Blachowicz, he thought it was going to be easy. Then he fought Reyes, got pieced up, won a robbery, and then left the division with his tail between his legs, because his only loss has an asterisk next to it. Against Hamill. and he couldn't risk a definitive loss. The man is a duck. He is a drugs cheat that the UFC let him get away with because he's a big name. He's a wife-beating criminal coke addict who threatens police officers, and still some people call him the GOAT. The GOAT conversation is between Mighty Mouse and GSP, possibly Khabib. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk on... I was going to say the biggest scumbag in MMA, but Conor might have that one. Maybe I'll explore that in future. Anyway, that's enough from me. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.